there, everybody. We are going to be taking you on a drive through Pigeon Forge, and just as we're coming up here on the left, it's the Speed Park, NASCAR, go-karts, all sorts of attractions in there. Dave and Buster's, Knoxtow to the right. Those are popular places for cookies, ice cream. There's going to be lots of attractions, tons of restaurants along the drive here. You can just sort of see what's around. If you're staying in a cabin or a hotel or anywhere along the Pigeon Forge or even Gatlinburg corridor, you're not going to be short-handed trying to find things to eat, things to do. In addition to the Smokies, a lot of people come and do all these attractions, the touristy attractions, but the Smokies, which you can see in the background, are gorgeous and filled with tons of trails, beautiful views, wildlife, and some fun things. So we're going to take you on a little drive here along Pigeon Forge. And the main parkway here, there is a lot of traffic. Any day you're coming through here in the middle of the day or middle of the afternoon, evening, it's going to be a lot of traffic. We're filming this on a Saturday, so it's going to be a little bit more traffic than usual, most likely.
It's only 10 o'clock.
It's still early in the morning, but we'll show you a few things along the way. Quite a few hotels and resorts of various types and quality along Pigeon Forge here. There's a ton of those. We do recommend, if you have a little bit more of a budget, to try one of the cabins that you can rent. There's cabins in resorts. There are independently owned cabins that are for rent in the area that have some gorgeous views. So those are really great places to try as well if you're looking to stay right in the Gatlinburg and Pigeon Forge area, right here in the middle of the attractions or near Dollywood. And if you've got a little bit bigger budget, you can even try the Dollywood Dreammore Resort, which is beautiful, gives you a lot of perks for earning Dollywood, and that's definitely a recommended spot. So over to the right we have the Smoky Mountain Opry and Wonder Works, which is the upside down building off to the right. So it's got a lot of kids things to do. It's definitely kid focused, but there's fun things for the adults to do as well.
It's already really busy.
Already looking a little busy today. Coming up on the right, you can see the Hatfields and McCoy's dinner show. It's a musical dinner theater, and they serve dinner before, and right around the time dessert's rolling around, you get the show. And it's about, what, an hour and a half long music show, performance, country comedy. The Titanic Museum is off to the right here. The replica of the Titanic, a lot of very cool historical things inside and history of the Titanic. It's a pretty interesting museum. Lots of hotels, if you're looking for mini golf, go-kart racing, museums, zip lines, yes, definitely zip lines, alpine coasters. You've got the market covered here. Coming up on the left is the Hollywood Wax Museum. There is the Wax Museum there. There's also a couple of extra attractions, 4D themed ride and theater. So there's a couple of different things you can do with that. Most of your favorite chains are going to be found here. If you like the familiar chains of Longhorn, Outback, Cracker Barrel, things like that, there's plenty of those. There's also plenty of unique places like the Sunliner Diner, things like some of the pancake houses. There are many pancake houses. If you like pancakes, you're going to find some pancake houses around here. So that's an easy win right there.
on the right, the Christmas place is a humongous Christmas store that we did a show, a blip about it in one of our other movies, that has had a fountain out here in the front. It looks like they've torn it up and are redoing it or replacing it or something.
It's a massive store. Absolutely massive store.
It's beautiful. It's such a cool Christmas store.
Off the left here is Magic Quest.
The little castle.
And that's got a lot of kid-themed. Adults can enjoy it too, but it's definitely focused on kid-themed fun, running around and doing little magic things. Some zip lines off to the right here with
Lumberjacks.
Actually, that's a show. The Lumberjack Feud is actually a dinner show, and you can see a really cool lumberjack competition. If you're into a lumberjack themed show, they've got that for you. There's also shows themed up here for the Dollywood Stampede, which is sort of a tribute to the South and Old Dixie. And there are dinner shows for pirate themed, quite a few different ones. We've seen a couple of them, and they're all kind of fun. Depends on what you're looking for, but if you like some of those family dinner shows with some comedy and music, you'll find those along here in multiple venues.
You might have caught a glimpse of the Ferris wheel on the left.
On the left side, we've got the island, and that's got the Ferris wheel. Margaritaville is located there. Also plenty of restaurants and retail in there.
Also has the Alcatraz Museum.
Alcatraz, that's going to be on your left here next to the Comedy Barn. Alcatraz Museum has got a lot of history about Alcatraz. You'd think, why would I find that on the East Coast? It doesn't matter. It's very interesting. Mrs. Coaster found that to be a really interesting.
It was intriguing.
Off to the right, the Jurassic Jungle boat ride. That is a cheesy dark ride, boat ride. It's not exactly a modern Disney classic. It's very retro cheesy, but it's if you like that sort of thing, if you're sort of nostalgic, you want to show the kids some of that kind of stuff, you'll find it there. There's definitely some good cheesy nostalgia to be had.
More go-karts.
Off to the left, we're just passing some go-karts. There's more go-karts off to the left. There's lots and lots of go-karts. There's plenty of grocery stores around here, so if you do end up in a cabin or a rental place with kitchenettes, there's quite a few grocery stores, dollar stores, and things like that around here if you need to stock up on groceries. Ice cream places. Indoor skydiving. Traffic at the moment is really not all that bad right now.
It is not.
It's not you're not going to cruise through here at a fast pace most of the time, but it's not nearly as stop and go as it has been in the past. Now, right now, everything is pretty much open. I'm not sure if there's anything that's closed at this point since the pandemic started. Everything's kind of opened back up to full capacity around here. As the time of this filming, CDC has lifted the outdoor mandate en masse if you're vaccinated. So there may be some indoor requirements for certain attractions, retail, and restaurants. But the overall mandate around Pigeon Forge, Gatlinburg, Tennessee in general has been lifted, and most places seem to have lifted their mask mandates. So, like I said, some places may require it, so it's a good idea to have one with you, but it doesn't seem like a lot of places are requiring it at this point. If you have been vaccinated. If you haven't, get vaccinated. It's pretty easy. Fantasy golf off here to the left. fun stop, an arcade, another go-kart place. There is not a shortage of go-kart places. You could pretty much spend your entire day visiting all the different go-kart places if that was what you wanted to do. And you could just about do the same with the alpine coasters. There's at least 3, maybe 4 alpine coasters in the immediate vicinity of Pigeon Forge. And then in Gatlinburg, there's another couple of alpine coasters up that way too. So there are a lot of those. They all tend to run between $15 and $20 for your first ride, and then a discount on multiple rides. And usually you can do those anytime later in the day, as long as you hang on to your receipt. You can do a second ride at the alpine coasters in the evening. So you can take one ride during the day, one ride at night. The Smokies really look beautiful in the background. There's depending on where you stay. If you stay in Pigeon Forge, obviously there's cruising along where we are on 441. You're going to be able to go to Smokies through Gatlinburg, but you can also enter through Townsend. If you're coming in from Knoxville, that's a little less traffic. Now right here is where you're going to make your left to Dollywood. If you go left here and travel a couple miles on North 449, you're going to pass right by Dollywood and Dollywood's main parking lot. It's about 4 or 5 minutes off of this road here, and there's clear signs that take you over to where Dollywood is. And Dollywood's a great park, a lot of fun. It's become quite a national destination for a lot of people. Beautiful park, good food, good coasters, good rides. Parking will run you about $20 a day.
Couldn't ask for more polite and personable cast members.
Now, on the left is Dollywood Stampede. It's Dollywood's dinner theater show. It's got lots of fun, music, comedy, food, tributes to the South, just like Dolly likes. At this point, we're getting a little closer to the end of the Parkway, where we start heading into the road to Gatlinburg and beyond that, the Smokies. You can see there's a lot going on here, but you don't have to get too far off the beaten path to have some places with a little bit more isolation or a little bit more of a wilderness vibe to them. So we definitely recommend checking those out. And if you get one of those cabins, or if you've rented one of the cabins along here, let us know. We found that to be some really cool looking cabins. We're in the Great Smoky Mountains National Park. So that's it for this ride. Hope you enjoyed checking out a little bit of the Pigeon Forge Parkway and seeing what's around there. Please comment, like, subscribe, tell your friends. Let us know if there's any places in Pigeon Forge you particularly like to go or would like to recommend to others. And remember, kids, have a good time all the time.